on Dershowitz, okay? You just heard him say, I don't like that Trump is going after the AG. And you just heard him say the judge had it right, that this isn't a rebellion in Illinois. Stop with the Dershowitz only says things that are good for Trump, okay? He has always been who he is today. It doesn't matter who the person is and how he feels about him politically. That criticism is unwarranted of him. Bill, what do you make of him going after James? Is this more of the problem, or do you see this as making it right?
Well, a grand jury indicted her, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so your
which means half,
analysis
so 12, 11 or 12 people.
Okay, well, that's the system. So they indicted her, and then, you know, you said, well, she didn't say it. I don't like crying stuff on television at all. I don't care about this case very much. I think Leticia James is a terrible attorney general. The state of New York is totally out of control crime-wise. She's running around trumping up charges, pardon the pun, against the president and his family.
Does that make this right?
It's ridiculous.
But does that make this right?
I don't know whether it's right or wrong because I'm not in the grand jury. I didn't see what they saw. So
yeah, but it's a very low standard.
Keep that into account. Now, CNN has acquitted Leticia James, so we shouldn't even bother with this anymore if CNN's going to say she's not guilty.
No, I don't agree with doing that either. I'm just worried about the lawfare, Bill. I mean, you know, it never ends. If you just keep going after people for cases that you wouldn't go after anyone else for, it never ends. That's my concern.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of that either, but I am a fan of justice. And I think Comey's indictment is the one that is most important. He destroyed that agency. He obviously terrible things. And it's the Al Capone thing. We can't get him for the murder, but we'll get him for taxes. That's what the Comey thing is. So that's more than Leticia James and maybe Schiff and the real estate stuff. But the more important case is the Chicago thing. So this judge puts herself up as a arbiter of chaos. And both you and Counselor Dershowitz seem to have forgotten it was a shootout. And the shootout was caused by protesters that attacked 3 ICE agents with 10 automobiles. And a woman protester was shot and taken to the hospital. In the process, the Chicago police were called, as they would be in any disturbance at that level, and they were ordered not to help the ICE agents, putting the ICE agents in mortal danger because the woman had firearm in her car. Now, that elevates this case way above what the dopey judge was trying to say. Well, I don't think there's that. You know,
no, not dopey judge.
It's not a matter of you thinking anything.
Yeah, no dopey judge.
It was a terrible
It's not
ruling.
a rebellion. It's not a rebellion.
Okay.
Look, she's got to work. You just said you like justice. You just said you like justice. Okay, of course it does. That's what they argued. That this is rightful because there is a rebellion going on there. Wrong basis.
Look,
it does not qualify as that. They should have made a good case.
Okay, fine. I'm making the case now.
Okay.
All right. I'm not. I'm
listening. I'll judge it.
Holding the federal government's hand. If they can't make a good case, I can. Listen to me. Those ICE agents were in mortal danger. The cops stood down on orders. You can't have that. And this goes all the way back to the 1950s with Eisenhower and the 60s with JFK, as I have laid out as clearly as anybody could lay it out. Back then, the civil rights federal law was being violated by the southern states, okay? And Kennedy actually sent in 17,000 U.S. troops, including airborne divisions, to force Wallace to let black students into the University of Alabama. He did that. There wasn't a rebellion in Alabama. Wasn't a rebellion in Arkansas with Faubus. They were violating both states' federal law, refusing to cooperate with federal law. And that's what he articulated.
Exactly. The government did not articulate that here. All right, but now here's what you have to consider, okay? Consider this. Not only did they bring a bad case because they like the idea of it being a rebellion because that plays politically. It just doesn't play legally or factually. But Do you know who else was brought in with Kennedy and with Eisenhower before him to help with those same situations and in Portland in 2020? And who would make more sense in this situation? The U.S. Marshals. Why doesn't Trump use the U.S. Marshals? You don't need state invitation.
I don't
they are
know.
under his
Look,
auspice,
it's
and
not,
they are allowed
it's
to
not your
help in the enforcement of federal law.
It's
Why
not your
call them in,
responsibility
Bill?
or my responsibility. I know you're a lawyer, but it's not your responsibility or my responsibility as journalists to make the government's case for it. What
That's
our
what you're doing.
responsibility is to tell, no, I'm not. You keep goading me to do it, but I'm told you 3 times.
You said you'll make the
and this
case.
is the
Listen to
4th.
me. You said
Right.
I'm making the case. Listen to
not
me.
on the behalf, not on behalf of the Trump administration or the federal government. I'm making the case based upon what's true, that Chicago, Illinois, Portland, and Oregon all are violating federal law, the 1952 immigration law. They are violating it. Okay, they will not obey federal law. Therefore, our president, Eisenhower and Kennedy are the 2 most recent examples, have the right to bring in federal forces to force them, the local officials in defiance, to obey it.
I don't think this is the same as desegregation. I agree with what was done during desegregation. I think that this
Of course, because
is,
you're a liberal guy. That's what you want. And any judge
I am liberal.
in this case
How
would
is
side
it liberal
with you.
for me to have liked? So hold on. You think conservatives didn't like that the presidents Eisenhower and Kennedy enforced desegregation? Do conservatives not like that? Of course
they
they
liked
like
it or not. I
well,
don't
you just
care.
said I'm a liberal
I'm not
guy.
an
That's why I
ideologue.
like it. I know. Neither am I. But why would I like it and you not?
The liberal philosophy is if it's in context to segregation, integration, it's okay. But if it's not, if it's immigration, which the left doesn't like enforcement, then it's not okay. That's
I like
the
immigration
point
enforcement.
I'm making.
Oh, I like immigration
Well, then you should
enforcement.
be
I
on the
say all the
side of
time
the
that Congress.
on the side of protecting the ICE agents. Then you should be on that side.
Of course, I'm on the side of protecting the ICE agents. There is no other side other than they have to be safe.
Wait,
of course
Cuomo,
they have
answer
to be
my
safe.
question. Answer my question. If you're on the side of protecting the ICE agents, how are they going to do that when the local police in Chicago are ordered to stand down? How are you going to protect them?
So, I'll give you several ways.
Answer the question.
You can I am. I'm going to shut up for a second and I'll do it. The first way is send in more ICE. Second way is bring in the U.S. Marshals, which are certainly less inflammatory than the National Guard, and they're just as equipped. Third is sue Illinois and the municipality for that decision and say they are intentionally endangering ICE officials. Litigate. Those are the ways that I would address it.
This is unbelievable. So there were 3 ICE agents involved in a shootout, and you want to litigate it. And
First of all, it's not a
Forbes, the governor of
shootout
Arkansas,
when the ICE agent is the only one to fire a shot. That's not a shootout. Here's something you might find interesting. I doubt it, but you might. Forbes, the governor of Arkansas, the racist governor, who wouldn't allow the students into a public high school in Little Rock, made the same argument that this judge is making in Chicago. The exact same argument. If you send in the military, you're going to make it worse. It's going to inflame. That's not the governor or the judge's job. Their job is to enforce the freaking law. I get it, and I don't disagree with you about her job.
Thank you.
But the basis for her ruling is you say it's a rebellion. It is not. Now, as Alan pointed out,
I don't say it's a rebellion.
No,
now you're putting words in my mouth. I never said it was a rebellion.
I'm not. I would like to put this in your mouth. That's what I would like to put in your mouth.
I know you would because I'm kicking your butt here. That's why.
You cannot be serious. You should watch this back and you are going to cry. But what I'm saying is this, my big brother. What I'm saying is this.
Yes.
I'm a Bill O'Reilly fan. I'm saying the judge made her decision on this basis. You say it's a rebellion. That is not good as a matter of fact.
How many times are you going to say
Not you.
that?
Not you, Bill. Get off yourself. I'm talking about what she said to the government in their case. And now when they appeal, I believe that they will try to say, look, we think it's a rebellion. She doesn't. That's fine. I can't help the enforcement of federal law without anything supplemental. That will be a different colorable action to the judge. Whether it should or it shouldn't, that's for people to decide. I'm not talking about you, Big Bill. Let me tell you, are you still going to show up next Wednesday?
Yeah, I'm showing up with a hood. I'm going to hood you like a falcon at the Kennedy Center on Wednesday.
I promise I won't
Stephen A.
slap you around like this there.
Yeah, I know you will. You guys better be on your A game, because when I show up in D.C., in front of that crowd at the Kennedy Center at 8 p.m. this coming Wednesday, if you continue this obfuscation of what the real law is and what's going on here really, then I'm just going to come out guns blazing. And in D.C., I mean, they're going to be very offended by guns blazing. I understand that. And also, you don't know this, but I have requested, and I will get, National Guard troops to guard you, Cuomo. They're going to guard you because you need to be guarded, counseled. You need to be coddled. The Guard is going to do all of that. They're going to follow you around. You'll have no problems until you get to the stage. And that Stephen A., he's got to stop watching the New Orleans Saints, because if he's going to bring that in, he's going to get wiped off the stage at the Kennedy Center. So you tell your buddy Stephen A., he better go into training, and he better start soon.
Let me tell you something that you and Stephen A. Smith share. Not only are you both huge successes in your own space, but neither of you have a scintilla of tolerance for any criticism. So if you think you're going to talk about him here and not hear about it from him when you see him, you do not know him as well as you should. So bide your time.
Look, I mean,
all right.
Nobody
Dusty wants us to name the other guests.
Dusty
the other guest
speaking Swahili to me.
I know. She'll yell at you. She's unhinged. So Kennedy Center, of course. Senator Joe Manchin is going to join us as somebody who can now look and see what's going on and tell you the inside take on it. Tom Homan, the most relevant member, other than you could argue Rubio, of the administration right now, he'll be there. And then we have both sides. We got Ro Khanna, we got Jim Jordan. And we got both sides of the pod bros also. You got Benny Johnson, you got Adam Mockler. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to ask I'm going to ask Manchin one simple question. Why is Confronting Evil, my book, outselling his book? That's where we want to lead, okay? Why is my book?
I like it.
And Leland Vittert, number 4 on the New York Times list, born lucky.
Impressive.
And Leland is very lucky to know both you and me. That's the luckiest thing outside of Leland's dad, who's an unbelievable hero. And everybody should
what a dad.
Both these books. Yeah.
I love the special.
So we'll
I
see
love the
you
book.
on...
I'm about 2/3 of the way through it. I'll see you Wednesday if I don't see you before.
Okay. Tell Stephen A. Better be
Bill
on his
O'Reilly.
game. I'm coming for him.
Oh, no, I'm sure he heard this, and you'll hear from him. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.